Hello and welcome to Tucson, Arizona. Once again, this time it's another doubleheader between the Pima Community College Aztecs and the Northwestern Colorado Community College Spartans. Game 1 and 2 went in favor of the Pima Aztecs. We'll see what games 3 and 4 have in store for us this afternoon. I'm Ryan Cirk, Manny Zepeda alongside me to bring us through all the innings here in this one. Game 1 slated to be 7, Game 2 slated to be 7 as well. As we take a look at the starting lineups on defense for Pima, it'll be Luis Pablo Navarro on the mound, with Matt McDonald catching behind home plate for the first time. Colin Sr. at third, Ramon Martinez at short, Caden Richards at second base, with Nolan Ganter over at first. Zach Plashert in left field with Quentin Hennessy manning the center field spot, and Sean Barta out in right. On the flip side of things, the 9 hitters this afternoon for the Spartans. It'll be Jager Baldwin, Raul Zapata, and Javier Gaeta. The 1, 2, 3 all due up here in the top of the first inning, with Jake Cook, Brent Holdren, and Jackson Barnett. The 4, 5, and 6 with the 7, 8, 9 of Titus Porter, Michael Dietz, and Dominic Gonzalez. We're set to play baseball, and another beautiful day for it here in Tucson. Luis Pablo Navarro to start things off on a sunny 66-degree day. It'll be Navarro against Baldwin. Pima in the pinstripe pants with orange and blue top with Aztecs across the chest. The lefty winds and delivers strike one. A good way to start off the ball game. The Spartans, on the other hand, white pants on the bottom and black top with red numbers. As Navarro gets into his windup again, laid down to bunt, holds up in time. Baldwin looks at the first ball of the at-bat. Yesterday, he went 1 for 3 in Game 1, 0 for 4 in Game 2. The St. George, Utah native. And the starting center fielder. Now the 1-1 is also fouled back. 2 games yesterday. Technically, both ended in a walk-off. One walk-off was more of a walk-off than the other, as the first one came off the bat of Matt McDonald as he doubled after pinch hitting. It resulted in a mercy rule for Pima. And then on the flip side of things, Colin Sr. in the bottom of the 7th walked it off with a triple. And Matt McDonald coming all the way around to score from second, as it's now 2-2. Actually, come all the way around to score from first. A ball that found the gap and ended up rolling all the way to the wall. And now the 2-2 delivery is flared out towards right. Ganter on the run and puts the leather on it for out number 1. Good play by the first baseman, Nolan Ganter, as we had the first out of the afternoon. Luis Pablo Navarro on the year, making his second start and second appearance for Pima, the Amado, Arizona native. Won his first time against the College of Southern Idaho. Allowed 3 hits in 3 innings pitched as he's into the windup again. And his first pitch is hit out towards center field right at Hennessy, who's got a good read and collects out number 2. Down goes Zapata to bring up Javier Gaeta. In that start for Navarro, he only allowed 2 runs and 6 strikeouts. Averaged 2 strikeouts an inning. Not bad at all. Pima as a whole on the pitching staff against the College of Southern Idaho, as the first pitch is high. Struck out a lot of batters also against Eastern Arizona. We'll see if that trend continues here this afternoon as well. And Gaeta swings at the first strike of the at-bat.
So far, what we've seen from Navarro is that he's not afraid to throw to the batters. Although they've managed to get contact on the ball, they haven't hit anything benefiting the team yet.
As the 1-1 is also swung on and missed. Navarro 1 strike away from going 1-2-3. Yeah, the contact that the Spartans have made not only today but also yesterday hasn't really been too hard hit balls, as it's now even, had 2 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of little bloopers, things of that nature, that has been relatively easy for the defense to deal with. As the 2-2 pitch is fouled off, we'll do it again. Pima 8-0 to start off 2025. A sweep of College of Southern Idaho, a sweep of Eastern Arizona College. As the 2-2 pitch is a swing and a miss, and Navarro goes 1-2-3 with a strikeout and 2 easy pop flies to conclude the top of the first inning. Pima due up for the first time. We'll be back shortly on the Aztec Sports Network.
Now we're going to switch it over here to Tower. Holding short 2-3, ready for departure. Okay, ready for takeoff.
She's the world's first armless pilot, and now Pima Community College graduate Jessica Cox aims to make her unusual feat an everyday practice for others like her. No pun intended.
I have had a drive since the day I was born. I've always been the type that if someone says you can't, well, I will say, watch me, I can.
Level out.
This is wonderful.
Jessica, who can only fly an air coupe from the 1940s with her feet up high, has a new rig called the Impossible Airplane. And she's looking to Pima's aviation technology program.
Where are you in this whole thing? Like, what's your vision?
To help it come to life.
You can kind of see some of the mechanisms down here and what we can...
Pima aviation instructor Adrian Snellgrove goes over the plans for this simulated aircraft with Jessica. He'll poll in Pima students to help design something to change the lives of disabled people who could only dream about flying a plane.
We've been having some of the students come and utilize the sheet metal skills.
The bottom of the first inning getting ready to start the home half, and the first time we'll see the Pima Community College Aztecs. And out there on the mound for Northwestern Colorado, it'll be Garrett Rodabaugh for the Spartans. Behind home plate, Jake Cook catching balls and strikes with Brent Holdren, who actually pitched yesterday, is now moving on over to third base. He's been the kind of do-it-all guy. He played the field in Game 1, pitched in Game 2, and now here in Game 3, he's also playing the field. Jackson Barnett at short, Raul Zapata at second, with Michael Dietz at first. Titus Porter out in left, Jay Baldwin out in center, and Dominic Gonzalez out in right field. McDonald to lead things off. Has a lot of speed for a catcher, has also played some outfield this year. As the lefty waits for the opening pitch from Rodabaugh. That's high. And the athletic trainer April Jesse watching from home. One of the few times she actually gets a day off, as the 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. The men's basketball and women's basketball team have a bye weekend, so she gets a bye weekend, and she missed us so much she wanted to watch on the Aztec Sports Network, apparently. As the 1-1 pitch is inside for ball 2. She also wanted me to shout out Holly, her friend, watching as well. Rooting on Pima. As the 2-1 pitch from Rodabaugh is hit hard out towards right field. It will carry on to the warning track and collect by Baldwin. A loud out number 1, but it is still out number 1.
Second baseman, number 27, Hayden Richards. That's life. That's what all the...
That'll bring up the second baseman, Caden Richards from Las Vegas, Nevada. Only played in Game 1 yesterday. Went 1 for 2 with a run and and a walk. She takes the pitch upstairs. We'll get you the lineup as well for Pima here shortly as Richards takes a curveball. Also outside the zone, it's Senior on deck as the 3-hole hitter with Ganter on the cleanup spot batting 4th. Barta at 5th as the 2-0 is outside and a potential one-out base runner here for Pima. Zach Plasher batting in the 6th spot with the 7, 8, 9 of Glick, Hennessy, and Martinez. The 3-0 taking the whole way. Richards looks at strike 1.
Something I want to point out to you, Ryan, is that Rodabaugh, we've seen in his warm-ups, he was doing an average tempo. Now he's slowing things down.
As the 3-1 is way outside the zone. Well, the 4 balls that Richards took were really easy pitches to take. Nowhere near the zone as Senior, the hero from yesterday, steps up to the plate. In Game 1, he went 2 for 3 with a run. In Game 2, 2 for 3 with a walk-off RBI triple. His first pitch to him, up inside near the hands. For ball 1. Senior also on an 8-game hitting streak for the first 8 games of the year. Rodabaugh checks at first. And now delivers the 1-0 low. 6 of the last 7 pitches for Rodabaugh have been outside the zone. Wind non-existent. Not that we can feel here behind home plate anyway. As Rodabaugh checks over to first, Richards back sliding. This will be the final day of a 4-game series between the two sides. Game 1 ended 10-0 with that Mercy Rule walk-off from McDonald. As the 2-0 pitch is hit out towards right field from Senior. A good read. Gonzalez collects out number 2. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Nolan Ganter.
First baseman, number 34, Nolan Ganter.
Ganter coming into the series was batting .400 with a home run, 4 RBIs, 9 times he came across home plate. Now that's up to 10, as yesterday he went 0 for 2 with a run. Richards again back sliding.
We can kind of see the technique that Rodabaugh is using. If there's a runner on base, he's going to be quick to the plate rather than slow, giving that runner on base an extra lead advantage.
Ganter, an aspiring sports broadcaster, maybe one year you'll hear him here on the Aztec Sports Network. Who knows? Maybe he'll come back and broadcast. First pitch to Ganter. A curveball misses low. And with 2 outs, do you think it would be a good spot for Pima to try to get into scoring position?
With this guy to the plate, I don't expect to steal here. As he has a powerful bat, he can drive something towards the gap and maybe move Richards over to third and get a runner in scoring position.
As the 1-0 evens the count.
And especially with Barta up on deck, you could have 2 bats, with which Pima's lineup has tons of. Just a matter of the play that Ganter chooses to use.
That is a good point because Barta has been on fire here in this series. And a pitch clock violation. It'll be ball 2. And Rodabaugh has really as you mentioned, man, he slowed things down out there on the mound. I'm surprised that's just the first time that the pitch clock has expired. As the 2-1 pitch, Richards does go, and he will get in safely as the throw bounced to second, and in scoring position goes Caden Richards, and a stolen base for him. And Ganter took the ball outside. It's 3-1. Now that first base is open. Maybe they'll walk him. Rodaball, the native of Loma, Colorado, winds and delivers, and Ganter pumps one out towards left. It'll drift towards center field this time, and Baldwin will collect the high fly ball. Danger loomed, danger averted, as we go to the top of the second next on the Aztec Sports Network.
Automotive is more than just a place to buy a car. Our commitment goes beyond the showroom floor. We're dedicated to giving back to the community that has embraced us. From supporting local schools to participating in neighborhood cleanups, we're invested in making Tucson better for everyone. Because without the community around us, without you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you for supporting us all these years. Chapman Automotive.
Chuck Wagon here, and football's hard. But finding your next vehicle at Chapman Automotive is easy. We've got 7 brands across 9 locations and hundreds of vehicles to choose from. Chapman Automotive. Come visit us today, or check us out online at ChapmanTucson.com. Want to chill right here for a second.
Top of the second inning getting ready to start, and leading things off for the Spartans will be Jake Cook. Also due up this inning, Brent Holdren and Jackson Barnett. The 4, 5, 6 hitters after Luis Pablo Navarro went 1, 2, 3. And the top of the opening frame as the first pitch is outside this time. And we do have the chat available to you if you want to interact with Manny and I, or if you want to interact with your fellow fans as this one is hit foul. All I ask is that you are respectful to both sides, whether you're rooting on Pima or rooting on Northwestern Colorado. No hits for either side yet in the bottom half of the opening frame as the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Cook. Well, a couple of hard-hit balls by the Pima Aztecs, but they just were right at the outfielders and hung up enough. And a runner Richards got stranded at second. And Navarro winds and delivers high and outside. Cook also from Las Vegas, Nevada. As the 2-2 pitch is high, Cook holds up in time. Good job from him. Those pitches at eye level can be some of the toughest ones to lay off because it looks right at your eye level you can hit the home run, but good job from him as the payoff pitch is in there and back through the gap. For opening hits and a leadoff hit for the Spartans as Cook gets on with a well-hit ball towards the gap at third and short.
You want to say that was a great effort by Martinez, keeping in front, but he was a little late to it, and nonetheless, Cook's speed would have beat the throw.
Holdren 1 for 2 yesterday in Game 1. We talked about how he pitched in Game 2. He went 5 innings, allowed those 4 runs. Didn't get the loss, though, as his team was able to crawl back to tie it at 4 runs apiece. The native of Baytown, Texas, Swings and misses at the opening pitch of the at-bat. Good crowd on hand for a Saturday as well. Saturday afternoon, not many better things to do than watch some baseball, especially on a day like today. This counts now 0-2 on Holdren. Navarro looks over to first. And now delivers the 0-2. That's swung on and hit right back up to middle, right at Hennessy again, who collects out number 1.
Double play ball now, an option here to get out of the inning for Navarro.
As Jackson Barnett, the shortstop from Montrose, Colorado, steps up. Hennessy has had a couple of balls hit right at him. Good positioning out there in center.
And with the clouds in the sky today, there's not going to be much sun in the eyes.
First pitch to Barnett, right down Broadway for strike 1. Navarro again looks into the glove of McDonald, but will go for the pickoff instead. Back standing is Cook. Swung on, foul tip. That'll be strike 2. Navarro with 1 strikeout on the day. And the inning with a strikeout. I always think you really gain some momentum going into the bottom half of the inning when your pitcher strikes out the final batter. Everyone gets riled up and ready to go. The 0-2 pitch is fouled straight back. Just able to make enough contact and fight it off for Barnett, who's down in a hole. Cook over at first, waiting to be moved. He got on as the leadoff batter and hasn't made a move towards second yet. As the 0-2 pitch, curveball, that's a pop-up to Ganter, who collects off the bag at first for out number 2. Again, we talked about it, Manny, the contact by Colorado Northwestern, or Northwestern Colorado, hasn't been too strong of contact. There's another one that's easy for the defense to grab, as the first pitch is swung on and missed from Titus Porter.
No, right. Like you're saying, the contact hasn't been all there yet, but as we've seen by Cook, they've managed to find the little gaps here in between. If they keep on doing that, there's no doubt they'll have more base runners.
As the 0-1 pitch is also swung on and missed. Navarro and geared back for strike 2 fastball. That Porter couldn't keep up with. 1 strike away from getting out of it again. As the 0-2 pitch is high. Porter didn't play in game 1 yesterday, played in game 2, went 0 for 2, but did score a run. The native of Grand Junction, Colorado. As the runner goes, a swing and a miss, doesn't matter, as Porter is set down on strikes. Navarro with 2 strikeouts, both to end innings, as we go to the home half of the second next on the Aztec Sports Network.
Testing out his skills in robotics, Alex Phillips is a little envious he wasn't able to learn his trade at Pima Community College's new advanced manufacturing facility.
This is sort of what I would imagine the sort of facilities that like MIT has almost.
Phillips, who recently graduated from Pima, is checking out the new state-of-the-art amenities. Advanced equipment will be offered to students who are interested in automated industrial technology, computer-aided design, machining, and welding programs. This Center of Excellence has also impressed the local employers looking to hand-select Pima students to build their technology.
It makes us happy to come together with our students to show that manufacturing in this next century is a bright new future.
Phillips is so impressed that he wants to enroll at Pima again.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's an incredible facility. I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
For more information, visit the web address on your
To the bottom of the second we go. It's the same score as how the game started. 0-0. We'll see if Pima can muster up some offense here in this one as Rodabah's back out. They're getting a couple more warm-up pitches in before Sean Barta will lead things off for Pima. It'll be Barta, Plashert, and Glick, who are the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Aztecs. Thanks, John Garner. Go Pima, great picture and great sound. And thanks for the compliment. The guys out there make it easy for us as the opening pitch to Barta, a little high, maybe inside, but regardless, it's ball one. And we finally have everything up and running. We had IT come out yesterday between game 1 and game 2. So knock on wood, wherever that may be, we will be okay for the rest of the season. As another pitch outside makes it 2 balls and no strikes. Barta takes a strike at the shins. There was an umpire in the series against Eastern Arizona as another pitch, curveball, that one finds the zone that he said his strike zone is from the torso down to the shin. It's not necessarily like high. He wasn't calling a lot of strikes that were at the letters. It was more from the belly button down to the shins. And he even said that to the pitchers and the batters. That's how he was going to call things. This counts now even 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kind of crazy how umpires can kind of decide that. As the payoff pitch is high, and Barta leads things off with a walk. That'll bring up Plashert, who hit a grand slam in game 1. A ball hit out towards right field. I just kept carrying and carrying, almost hit the scoreboard out there in right. And the first pitch to him as Barta goes for second. The pitch out, the throw is not in time. Barta swipes second base and gets into scoring position with no outs.
If you're a righty pitcher, it's difficult to see the leadoff at first. And Barta just took a key factor into probably scoring the first run of this game.
With no outs, a lot can happen to bring that run across from second as the next pitch is low. Rodabah having a tough time finding the zone with the opening 2 batters. Plashert, as we talked about, 1 for 3 in game 1 with a grand slam. Game 2 also 1 for 3. That was his second home run of the year. Barta was on at second. He was trying to cause some confusion for Rodabah on the rubber. Acted like he was going to third, just trying to get into his head out there on the mound. It's fouled off.
Typically, Barta was going along with Barnett, the shortstop. If you see the shortstop going at a distance and nobody's coming back, you'll probably get a bigger lead.
Well, the 2-1 pitch to Plashert is fouled off, or it'll be going out towards left field. That'll stay fair and drop down in fair ground for extra bases. Barta comes across to score, and Plashert gets on with an extra base hit double. Lost sight of the baseball, and it ended up in fair ground for that double and the opening run of the ball game.
If you're a lefty batter and you see the ball you're in the left field and you see the ball come off the lefty batter, you're thinking it might go foul. But with Plasher just had the timing down for his swing that it still managed to stay fair. Everybody was shifted towards right.
Yeah, the shift was on, and it's still kind of on for Glick, who's also the lefty batter. Same situation. No outs and a runner on second as Rodabaugh delivers, and Glick pumps one out towards right field. A ball will go, 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 and all the way to the road. Jackson Glick with a no-out double and a home run from Jackson Glick to make it 3-0 Pima.
We just saw Glick barrel that thing, fastball straight down the middle, and he wasted no time on swinging that.
A Chapman Automotive home run from Jackson Glick makes it 3-0 and unloads the bases as Rodabaugh will have a clean sheet to work with as Quentin Hennessy steps into the batter's box. A 2-run shot to right field from Glick as Hennessy takes a pitch low. One and one now on Hennessy. So Plasher drove home Barta, and then Glick drove home Plasher and himself. Now there's now 2-1 on Hennessy. Hennessy waits again, now evening the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hennessy patient at the plate. If he can get on, will also potentially try to swipe a bag as the 2-2 low. No doubt about that one. A couple of borderline pitches I've gone against Hennessy on this at-bat. And Hennessy will take his base after negotiating yet another base on balls. Coming into the series, he had 10 walks on the year.
Typically, Rodabaugh should have noted that all this happened off a walk to Barta, his first batter of the second inning. So hopefully he stays out of it again. But knowing the bats of this lineup, something's going to happen.
That is true. As Barta got on first and then swiped a bag, and that's really when things started spiraling out of control, Manny. You're right. And Tracy watching from New Zealand, as you always are, thanks again for the support, as always, on the Aztec Sports Network. We apologize for not having McLean Roberts out there pitching in Game 1, as we did have those technical difficulties. But for the next time he's here at home, we'll have it for you. As the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike on Ramon Martinez. Coming into the series, was batting .500 with 5 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Hennessy on at first. The pitch will hit Martinez, and he'll get on as well. This time with a hit by pitch, and the pitching coach out there for the Spartans as Lou McCollum comes out to talk with his pitcher. And the meeting of the minds to figure out if Rodabaugh, just to settle him down, as there's no one warming up in the bullpen for Northwestern Colorado.
Ever since the home run by Glick, he's been shaken up, losing count and falling behind a couple times. Not really throwing the fastball as much, as that was the one that Glick drove out of here. But it's Rodabaugh just needs to bounce back. There's a force out at every base right now, possibly get 2, and shorten this inning and bring the bats to do some damage as well.
It doesn't make things any easier, as the damage has been done by the middle and the bottom of the Pima order. So now the top of the order is due up as McDonald steps in, as he led things off in the bottom of the first. Now he steps up with 2 on and no outs here in the bottom of the second. 3 runs have already come across in this inning. Rodabaugh looking for his first out as he steps off the bag and looks at Hennessy.
With the lefty up to bat, Cook has a opening to throw down to third from his knees if Hennessy attempts to steal.
The first pitch to McDonald. Up and in. Pima earned the first 3 runs, but now the 2 runners on base have been gifted by Rodaball. Hit by pitch and a walk. As the 1-0 pitch is high. There's some warming up in the bullpen now for the Spartans. We saw the coaches look down over there after ball 2. The 2-0 is in there, says the home plate umpire.
The pitcher warming down in the pen is Dawson Rodak, a right-handed pitcher from Lehi, Utah.
He might be coming in sooner than he would have expected, depending on how things shake out in this inning, as the 2-1 pitch outside.
Rodaball has to throw something in the zone here, or else he's going to get the bases loaded with Caden Richards up on deck.
And that 2-3-4 spot for Pima, that's where most of the damage has come so far this year, but not necessarily in this game with Richards, Sr., and Ganter. Those guys can drive home runs early and often.
And with the 8-9-1 hitters on base, that's a lot of speed there.
The 3-1 pitch is high. Bases go full with no outs to bring up Caden Richards.
Second baseman, number 27, Caden Richards. That's life. That's what all the people say.
Rodaball will still start off this at-bat. The bullpen waving that is warmed and ready. First pitch from Rodaball to Richards is cranked out towards left field. Ball will continue to carry into the glove of the left fielder, Porter, who collects out number 1. Runners tag from third to home as Hennessy touches home plate, and also from second to third as Martinez advances.
So a sac fly will be credited to Richards there. As I was going to say, he has power if he barrels the ball. Just that he got a little too under it. The ball managed to stay in, but nonetheless, he drove in another run for Pima.
Got all the way to the warning track, and Porter was going from right to left. Thought he might trip over his own feet, but a good job by him staying up and finding the baseball, as this should do it for Rodaball this afternoon. And we will have Dawson Rodak to come on and pitch while he's introduced and warms up. We'll step aside on the Aztec Sports Network.
I'm Brene. I am a third-ish year student here at Pima in the arts program. I am a first-generation college student. I didn't really come from a very artistic background. I kind of was just following my passion and my desires, ended up in here and fell in love with everything. I represented Pima at the Sculpture Festival in town this most recent year. I sold my first piece. I was really excited. For me, the strongest point of being here is the instructors. Pima is such a wonderful melting pot of people from all kinds of different places and ages. Brene, before I set foot in here, did not talk to anybody in class, did not talk to instructors really. My confidence was, almost at the floor, and now it's skyrocketed.
things don't get easier. As we've talked about, now it's Colin Sr. in the batter's box. 0 for 1 today. But the new pitcher, Rodak, has inherited 2 runners, both on base, as McDonald goes for second. The throw in time, and make it 2 outs and a runner on third. 1 pitch, 1 out. But a pitch outside makes it 1 ball and no strikes on Senior. Cook with a fantastic throw to get McDonald out, as Senior takes strike 1. Now the 1-1 slider slid all the way across the zone and out of it. Ganter waits on deck if this inning extends. The 2-1. Outer quadrant. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, with Ramon Martinez 90 feet away from extending the lead from 4 to 5. The 2-2. Hit out towards left field. It'll be extra bases if it's fair, but it's foul.
One thing Aztecs don't want to do here is leave a runner stranded in scoring position on third base. So with Senior up to bat, he just has to put up a battle here and get something in the gap.
Now the 2-2 again, up the middle, and that is a base knock. Martinez touches home plate. Senior extends his hitting streak to 9 and drives home the 5th run of the game and the 5th run of the inning.
First baseman, number 34, Nolan Inter.
He was a little early on that pitch that went foul, but that second pitch went right up the middle. Shows that he was right on time.
And since Senior was a righty, Barnett was a little too left.
The first pitch to Ganter, ball 1. Senior back standing as Rodak checks on him. Now Rodak delivers. Ganter sends it right back to the gap again. Right between shortstop and third base this time. So it's 2 on, 2 outs. And Sean Barta at the plate.
The guy who led off this inning.
We have batted around now, with 5 runs already across. A chance to make it more. Barta yesterday went 3 for 3 in game 1 with 2 runs and an RBI, and 1 for 3 with an RBI in game 2. He's been hitting the ball well as he looks at a pitch outside. Senior in scoring position. The 1-0, also same exact spot, low and away. Plashert waits on deck if we get to him. As the 2-2, the 2-0, sorry, is the 3-0 now. In danger of loading the bases once again in this inning. Bases were loaded with no outs. After a sac fly and some good defensive plays, it's gotten 2 outs on the board. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Barta. Will we get a repeat from game 1 yesterday with a grand slam from Plashert? He's got another chance.
With Rodak being a righty and a breaking ball breaking in, Plashert, the lefty, can pull something hard right field.
First pitch fouled off the mask. And Glick, who does already have a home run in this inning, is on deck. Plashert doubled his first time up as the 0-1 pitch inside. The 1-1 outside as well. And Luis Pablo Navarro has had to go to the bullpen now to keep warm because of how long this inning has lasted for the Pima Aztecs, just to stay loose, make sure he doesn't go cold. As the 2-1 pitch is low. You never want to walk home a run if you are Northwestern Colorado. But maybe in this situation, it's better as the 3-1 finds the zone. Everything is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. With 3 on, something's got to give. A run will score or the inning will end. That's the only 2 scenarios we've got. As the 3-2 is hit out towards right. It will hang on just enough for Gonzalez to find and conclude a long bottom of the second inning. Pima score 5 but lead the bases loaded as we go to the 3rd on the Aztec Sports Network.
Hey, you are so silly.
Spark a love of learning and make a difference in young lives. Earn a degree in early childhood education at Pima Community College.
It's meeting them where they are, it's helping them grow up, it's getting them ready for the future. You know, you can become a teacher.
Imagine the joy of a child's giggle and pride in their first discovery.
I did.
Find your calling like Sammy did as he ignited his passion for learning in the next generation at Pima.
I think that children need to have strong male figures in their lives. To have a male teacher who will come in and give kids those experiences of that a man can be nurturing, that a man can be loving, that a man can play with them and be there for them and teach them and guide them.
Pima offers certificates and degrees in child development or early childhood education in person or online. Classes are small, fun, and interactive.
So we're learning numbers and number recognition.
Oh, number recognition.
Okay.
You can also gain real-world experience in early childhood programs within your community.
8, 9, and 1 due up for the Spartans in this one. That's Dietz, Gonzalez, and Baldwin. As Michael Dietz, the first baseman, waits for a pitch from Navarro, who's into his windup, and swings out the first pitch. It'll go towards the left side. Martinez has a read and collects on the edge of the infield grass, or the outfield grass, for out number 1.
Right fielder, number 8, Dominic Gonzalez.
So now it is Gonzalez after 1 pitch, 1 out. And after a long inning for Northwestern Colorado, maybe you want to just look at a pitch, and that's exactly what Gonzalez does as he looks at a pitch right down the middle. Give your pitcher a chance to breathe as the second pitch is fouled off, 0-2. There have been situations where pitchers don't always come back the way that they were going as the 0-2 pitch is high. After your offense keeps you in the dugout for an extended period of time, it can be difficult sometimes for pitchers to come back and lock in after sitting for 30 or so minutes. As the 1-2 is high. But Navarro, after a 1 pitch out and then 2 straight strikes, seems to be all right, but now 2 balls outside the zone. As the 2-2 fouled off.
Navarro's job right now is to get his bats up again in the bottom of the 3rd. Hopefully end this game soon. But what Northwestern really needs is to keep Navarro out there, waste his pitches, get some guy up and warming up.
As the 2-2 is swung on a hit up the middle, Martinez has a good read, fires across in time to Ganter at first for the second out of the inning. Defense has done its job behind Navarro, who does have 2 strikeouts, has ended each of the opening 2 innings with strikeouts. And we'll see if he can do it again as the lineup flips over. It's Baldwin at the plate as he swings and misses at the first pitch. Baldwin popped up to Ganter at first. His first time up. As Navarro fires in another one. Just missed hitting Baldwin. One ball and one strike. Make it 1-2 as Baldwin swings and misses at another one. So Navarro, a chance to strike out the third batter he faces here in this inning. The 1-2 pitch popped up behind everyone and towards the tennis courts. Navarro into the windup. Delivery is swung on and hit up towards center field. That one's going to drop a bloop single for Baldwin, and he extends the inning to bring up Raul Zapata. And we've talked about it. You don't necessarily have to hit the ball hard. Just hit it where the defense isn't, and Baldwin does just that. In between center field, right field, and second base. As Zapata looks at a slider away. And the lefty flew out to center. He actually barreled it up pretty well, but it was right at Hennessy in center field. Count even now after a strike at the knees. The 1-1 pitch, curveball, nice one from Navarro. Looked like it was going to end up high, but it dropped down in time on the inner quadrant of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Baldwin on at first, Zapata at the dish. As the delivery, check swing, no swing. Zapata holds up in time. It'll be difficult for a lefty to hold off against a lefty as the ball goes all the way across the zone and ends up away. So fair play to Zapata for that. 2s across the board and a swing and a miss. And Navarro with another strikeout to end the inning. The hot bats of the Pima Aztecs back up to the plate. Next on the Aztec Sports Network.
It just kind of opened up my world to see what I want to do in the future.
What this program has done for me has definitely shaped me into the person I am today.
People start to grow, and you can see instantly. That's very rewarding.
I'm hoping to take everything I, get here at Pima on with me for the rest of my life. My name is Brene. I'm a art student here at Pima. I'm working on a self-portrait right now. I'm kind of a familiar face. I've been in and out of the ceramic studio for the past couple years. I've gotten lots of opportunities here. The instructors know me pretty well. These instructors are, some of them are, world.
Jackson Glick to lead things off at 7-8-9 for Pima here in the bottom of the third. Glick takes a pitch upstairs. Glick, 2-run shot to get things rolling for Pima in the last frame. as Rodak back out there on the mound for Northwestern Colorado. 2 balls and no strikes. Make it 3-0. Glick from Kansas City, Missouri, has played some first base, and he takes 4 straight pitches out of the zone. So that'll bring up Hennessy. Who walked his first time up. Walks have really hurt the Spartans so far in this one. A lot of action on the base paths because of it, as Hennessy takes strike 1. Martinez also due up in this inning as he's on deck. Back pick, it goes into the outfield, so Glick will advance from first to second. He also round second. He's got a full head of steam. It's finally corralled in the bullpen, and it's sent back to the plate. So Glick goes from first to third on the back pick attempt that ends up just rolling and rolling all the way towards the bullpen fence. Pitch was a called strike.
Cook was throwing from the knees and threw it to the outside of the foul territory of the bag. And Dietz wasn't able to get there.
0-2 pitch is outside. So a ball put in play here by Hennessy should score Glick from third. First base is open now. Delivery fouled off again. And even when Hennessy doesn't get out occasionally, he makes the pitchers work out there on the mound. And Hennessy down on strikes. So that'll bring up Ramon Martinez. Same situation, but another out up on the board. He had a short at-bat last time. He saw one pitch, got plunked by it, and he took first base. As he stands in and looks at another pitch. This time it's in the zone for strike 1. The native of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Swings and hits it towards third. The hot corner bounces off a foot, and Martinez gets on. Glick stays at third as the ball was about 10 feet away from him. So it's runners at the corners with an out, and the lineup flips over once again. It'll be McDonald with a chance to drive home the run. McDonald 0 for 1 today with an RBI as he sacrificed flied to left field his second time up. Flew out to center his first time, and he takes the pitch inside for ball 1. Next pitch is low. Martinez takes second. No one was there to really tag him, and Glick on the double steal touches home plate. It'll be 6-0 Pima. Makes it easy for McDonald now. He needs a base hit to drive home Martinez from second after he gets a stolen base. Pitch to him is upstairs. There is some movement in the bullpen for the Spartans. As McDonald swings and hits it towards first. Some trouble with it. McDonald on his horse gets there in time as the ball ends up in the dugout of Pima. It'll be A run scored. Martinez touches home plate. McDonald gets on to second. Probably the better of the two scenarios for Northwestern Colorado, as if it didn't end up in the dugout, then McDonald probably would have advanced to third base. Instead, he's held at second because of that. And now that brings up Caden Richards.
This is a difficult part of the lineup. So if Rhoda continues having issues here, Dorian Rand, the right-handed pitcher, will possibly come in.
First pitch strike to Richards. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk. As the pitch ends up at the backstop, McDonald 90 feet closer, 90 feet away now. $7-0 Pima. As Richards takes it on the hands.
This may be Rodak's last batter, as Coach McCollum's already signaling to the bullpen if he's ready signal.
Delivery right back up the middle. Going back and collecting is Baldwin. A productive out number 2 for Richards as McDonald touches home plate. Make it 8-0 Aztecs.
Third baseman, number 11, Colin Senior.
Senior 1 for 2 as he takes upstairs. He flew out to right his first time up and then singled the second time. There are times when Senior knows it's going to be a strike. He's just kind of waiting for the pitch that he wants. He thought that was it, and he fouls it off. Even with 2 strikes, he's not an easy out. He got a single with 2 strikes to extend his hitting streak to 9. Good eye from Senior. Borderline pitch, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third, Ganter waits on deck if the inning extends. As Senior hits it right back up the middle. Another base knock for the sophomore Colin Senior.
He's just a hot bat right now. Senior managed to bounce back with 2 strikes on him, get 2 balls right after that, and drives one back up the middle.
Ganter, he's 1 for 2. Flew out to center first time up, and then singled right after Senior singled. As they kind of work off each other, but time will be called, and there will be more than likely a change, and we will have the change. It will be Orion Rand, the right-hander, to come out of the bullpen while he warms up on the game mound. We'll step aside for a break on the Aztec Sports Network.
When I put on my lab coat, all I'm thinking about is how I'm going to do the experiment, what the outcome is going to be, if I'm going to do it right.
As I witnessed the negative cycles that my parents went through because of drugs, I always pondered on whether or not the drugs were to blame for that. And so as I grew up, that's when my excitement in medicine and science revolved around it.
Their stories may differ, but their passion is the same.
Chemistry, I find it interesting. It's fun to me. It excites me.
Science is always about discovering something and exploring stuff.
Copper sulfate pentahydrate.
Yes.
We have a hot plate.
Pueblo High students Gabriel Starring and Esmeralda Almazan run a tough experiment in their chemistry class.
Just gonna take.
Gabe, a senior, Esmeralda, a sophomore, lean on each other for support.
I know how her work ethic is, how she works, and I like that.
I'm one of the youngest, and he's one of the oldest people in this class. He really motivates me. He really does help me.
The The lab partners are not only putting in hard work to fulfill a high school requirement, they're going the extra mile to get college credit. It's a jump start to their college career, free of charge. Many Tucson area students like Gabe and Esmeralda are taking advantage of Pima Community College's dual enrollment program.
I get college credit at Pima, which is transferable at the U of A, which helps fast track me to my degree.
I do come from a low-income family, so having the ability to go into college with sufficient credits already was a really big deal for me.
You have to look at the 3 samples, you have to measure them at room temperature.
Behind every successful student is a great teacher, and Wilma Amaro is no exception. As a dual enrollment instructor, she helps drive Gabe and Esmeralda's motivation.
If you expose them to what they can do early on, the eyes open and the world opens for them.
High school teachers interested in joining the dual enrollment program like Wilma did can obtain the proper credentials from Pima to participate.
As a teacher, it's always pleasant to work with a more mature group of students.
Well, the new pitcher out of the pen, it is Rand, the right-hander from Castle Pines, Colorado. Redshirt freshman will face off against Nolan Ganter here with 2 outs. As Ganter swings out the first pitch, hits it towards the left side and foul.
He was just a little too early there.
And we do also have a pinch runner. It is no longer senior at first base after getting on with a base hit. It will be Max Leyva, who can also play third base. So I expect to see him back out there on defense as Ganter falls behind 0-2 now after 2 foul balls.
Ganter's taking 2 big swings, hoping to end the game here, drive 2 runs, put the Aztecs 10-0, and hopefully stay like that until the 5th.
Now the 0-2 pitch to Ganter. Good job behind the plate by Cook. Not let that one hit the backstop.
Cook's been playing exceptional defense right here in the catcher's box. Not letting anything get by him.
The 1-2 pitch is again low. Doesn't let him go by him, but Leyva will try his luck and get into second. And he'll stay at second as the throw ended up at center field. But a good job by Baldwin backing up the throw. Next game for Pima is important. It's a conference matchup against Paradise Valley Community College up at PV. A doubleheader. As the 2-2 pitch to Ganter is swung on and hit to short, collected by Barnett and fired across in time for the 3rd out. Pima tack on a few more runs, make it 3 to make it 8-0 for Pima on the Aztec Sports Network.
Everybody should be inspired to go to school and chase their dreams, you know?
Go ahead and sign your letter of intent.
Aviation student Andy Perez can hardly contain his excitement about a big promise he made to Pima Community College.
It means a lot. I'm gonna put it up in the wall and look at it every day, and you know, it's gonna push me.
Just like the college athletes, Andy and hundreds of other students from Pima signed papers at the annual NC National Signing Day, vowing to finish school and stay on track.
The good energy, the environment, you know, it just pushes me even more now.
It makes everything feel a little more official.
CTE programs are so critical and so essential to the vitality of our country. So why not elevate those students to be able to say to them, you are just as important, you are just as valued as a student athlete is.
The ceremony draws in hundreds of Pima students motivated to enter the job market with confidence.
For me, it's like reiterating the responsibility to complete your work, focus on your education so that you really know what you're doing when you go into the field.
Welcome back out to Tucson, Arizona. It's the top of the 4th inning. And without further ado, we'll pass things along to Manny Zepeda to bring you through the 4th and the 5th inning. Aspiring sports broadcaster, Pima student. Take it from here, Manny.
Thank you, Ryan. All right, so we have Novato back on the mound and now batting. And there's a foul ball there. as we'll get to the road here behind us. But now batting for the Spartans is number 19, Javier Gueda, who struck out his first at bat. There's a softball hit. Richards collects, throws it across the Ganter, and that records the first out in the top of the fourth. So 8-0. Pima's leading, hoping to carry something on to the fifth inning. But with resistance against Spartans, now batting number 3, Jake Cook, the catcher. And Navarro deals. And a swing motion, couldn't hold up, went too far in front. Strike 1. Ryan, would you picture your swing to be something like that if you stood in the batter's box? Foul ball there. 0-2.
We were talking between the innings, and I want to stand in the batter's box and have somebody pitch something. I won't swing the bat. I just want to see how fast these pitches actually are, because I've never seen it before. Just have somebody throw 85, 90 miles per hour. I'd probably be terrified in the batter's box.
0-2 count now to Cook, and that misses way up. It's 1-2 now. You wouldn't swing at anything at all.
I would try to make the pitcher make a mistake and just walk me and just hold on to the bat as tight as possible.
And a breaking ball finds the outside edge of the zone for strike 3. 2 outs now for the Aztecs as Cook walks back to the dugout. And now coming to the batter's box, number 9, Brent Holdren, the third baseman.
Maybe we can do a little promo video that you suggested, Manny, during the break, and have somebody throw one of those pitches, maybe Roberts, maybe Gray, somebody on the pitching staff for Pima.
Navarro throws ball outside, ball 1.
It's a good idea you had.
I come up with a bunch of good ideas.
That's why we keep you around.
I appreciate that, Ryan. So 1-0 count to and that's ball 2. So 1-1 count now. Ball hit between Leyva and Martinez. So that's a single for Holdren. With 2 outs now. Here comes number 20, Jackson Barnett, the shortstop.
So that'll bring us to the question on the broadcast, Manny. So thanks for kind of leading it in. Is as you're watching from home, do you think you could make contact with a pitch from a Major League Baseball pitcher? You just make contact. Doesn't even have to be in the field of play.
It's a foul ball there, 0-1. Against a Major League pitcher, I think I'd get lucky if I get a foul ball.
So we'll do one at bat. So you have 3 strikes to make contact with a pitch. You think you could do it?
3 strikes. If they're all in the zone, I think I got one there, but that's now 1-1.
So that'll be the question of the broadcast for those at home. If you're watching, you think you could? I personally don't think I could. I didn't play baseball like you did, Manny. I don't think I could even come close. Maybe not even after 100 pitches. It would just be too fast, too much movement. I would just be terrified.
2-1 now, of course. If they're all in the zone, I think one of them's got to go. Ball hit, blooper towards right field. Cook now standing up at third as there's a throw by Barta to Ganter. Hits the floor, but Ganter able to field it and keep it in front of him. So now runners at the corners with 2 outs. Navarro still on the mound with Titus Porter now up to bat.
And there doesn't seem to be any warming up in the bullpen for Pima because it is 8-0, so you can let Navarro go.
The strike there down the middle. No, Navarro Coach Hakami feels very comfortable with Navarro, as Navarro should feel comfortable with his insurance runs. Just now, Porter looking to do some damage here, drive in the first run of the game as there's a foul ball there. 0-2 now. Navarro deals 0-2 and swing and a miss there. That ends the inning with a strikeout. Still leaving runners stranded at the corners. 0-8. Aztecs now due up in the Aztec Sports Network.
6-7 hitters coming up for the Aztecs.
From kicks and blocks to head bumps and hitting the books, sophomore Gabby Amparano has proven to be an all-academic athlete at Pima Community College.
I just felt super accomplished.
Playing since she was just 4 years old, Gabby is now on the women's soccer team at Pima, all while maintaining a 4.0 GPA.
I'm not surprised, I will say. I knew she was a good student coming in.
I would come home from practices at night and just making sure all my assignments were done.
There are 74 all-academic athletes from 13 different teams. And that is a record for Pima Community College. Pima basketball shooting guard Cooper Jones has also joined the all-academic athlete ranks as the top male player with a high GPA.
All the hard work I put in off the court is paying off, so it's nice.
If you have any questions about academics or tutoring or getting help, ask Cooper.
If it wasn't for you, bro, I would not have passed my classes last year.
Locked you in, baby.
Gabby, Cooper, and their coaches have some advice for players to keep the trend going.
Knowing your priorities and that you're already on top of everything with your scheduling and time management.
Strive as a team to do the best we can in the classroom.
It takes focus and stamina.
My dad always told me to put school first, so it's always at the top of my mind.
Welcome back to the Aztec Sports Network. We're now in the bottom of the fourth inning, and the Aztecs due up. There's a ball at the knees there. The 1-0. Barta leading off this inning. And Rand still on the mound. There's a foul ball there. 1-1 now. Tracy Richardson, McLean's dad would probably say he could. Well, we'd have to say what pitcher he's facing then to say that someone could touch a high heat from MLB. There's a ball there. So now 2-1 now to Barta.
Confidence is never a bad thing.
Never.
Either. That's half the battle. Like if I go into the batter's box thinking I'm not going to make contact, I'm not going to make contact.
There's a barrel. No doubt about it. That ball's over the wall, and that's going to be a home run for Sean Barta to lead things off in the bottom of the fourth inning. Aztecs 9, Spartans 0. That's a Chapman Automotive home run. Wow, he got every piece of that ball.
Just like you said, Manny, no doubt about it. As soon as he made contact with the baseball, everyone in here knew that ball was out of here.
That he admired the ball as he hit it, so that gives you a sign that he felt very, very comfortable. He got everything of that. So, 0-9 now. Rand pitches to Zach Plashert, who also has plenty of power, and that's a strike there to start the at-bat.
Yeah, this 5, 6, 7 hitters have a lot of power, as we've already seen.
There's a strike 2 to Plashert now.
Barta with a home run today. Plashert with 2 on the year. Glick with a home run today. That just goes to show.
Rand delivers and strike him out looking. Plashert go down on 3 straight strikes. So that's 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Now that brings up Jackson Glick, the designated hitter, who already has a 2-run shot this game in the bottom of the second today. There's a breaking ball inside, ball 1. There is some action in the bullpen now for the Spartans. Have that name to you in a second. And Rand misses out time. That's 2-0 now. Now. Rand delivers. Glick with a swing and a miss. Strike one. 2-1 now. For the Spartans, they have in the bullpen Andres Garcia, right-handed pitcher from El Paso, Texas. 2-1. Now 2-2 as there's a breaking ball, finds the zone. Glick with 2-2 now. Lays off the ball in the dirt. Now full count to Glick.
And Pima on the cusp of making it a 10-run advantage, which could see this game shortened to just 5 innings.
So Glick now hits a ball high up in the air. Dietz just backward. And Zapata calls Dietz off to make that out number 2 for the Spartans. Rand able to come back from the solo shot from Barta. We're now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, hoping to limit the damage that's already been done. So now Hennessy up to bat, as there's a high breaking ball for ball 1. Ramon Martinez is on deck. We're going to see the outcome of this at bat here, as 1-0 pitches, finds the zone. It's 1-1 now.
And baseball bats in general are just a lot heavier than they look. These guys swing the bats so fast, make it look easy.
1-1 pitch is now strike 2 on Hennessy. Hoping not to have the same fate as Plashert and strike out, looking 1-2 count now. His ball outside and low. 2-2 now. So Rand wasting no time in between. Delivers, breaking ball, Hennessy on the ground. Barnett collects it, throws it on the run, and records the final out of the 4th inning for the Spartans. So, solo shot in the bottom of the 4th inning by Barton now makes it a 9-0 game. Aztecs up, Spartans up to bat on the Aztec Sports Network.
Now we're going to switch it over here to Tower. Holding short 2-3, ready for departure. Okay, ready for takeoff.
She's the world's first armless pilot, and now Pima Community College graduate Jessica Cox aims to make her unusual feat an everyday practice for others like her. No pun intended.
I have had a drive since the day I was born. I've always been the type that if someone says you can't, well, I will say, watch me, I can.
Level out.
This is wonderful.
Jessica, who can only fly an air coupe from the 1940s with her feet up high, has a new rig called the Impossible Airplane. And she's looking to Pima's aviation technology program.
Where are you in this whole thing? Like, what's your vision?
To help it come to life.
You can kind of see some of the mechanisms down here and what we can...
Pima aviation instructor Adrian Snellgrove goes over the plans for this simulated aircraft with Jessica. He'll poll in Pima students to help design something to change the lives of disabled people who could only dream about flying a plane.
We've been having some of the students come and utilize the sheet metal skills.
So we enter the top of the 5th now with Dietz now leading off for the Spartans, as there's time called for the first base coach to make it across. So 2 defensive substitutions now. In right field is Mike Jones, number 14. And in center field is number 2, Leon Cereceres. So Barta and Hennessy on the bench now. There's the first pitch of the top of the 5th, a ball. So 1-0 now to Dietz. Dietz flew out to left field. His first at bat. There's ball 2. 2-0 now. There's a foul ball, finds the Aztec dugout, but no one hurt. So now it's 2-1. Gonzalez waits on deck. 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Here's Navarro. Swing and a miss by Dietz. Strike 2. 2-2 now to Dietz.
And Dietz, the only guy that's played all 3 games in the infield for the Spartans in this series.
And swing and a miss for strike 3. Navarro not letting Dietz catch up to the heater. 1 out for the Aztecs. And now brings the number 9 hitter, Dominic Gonzalez, the right fielder for the Spartans. And his first pitch finds the outside edge. Strike 1. And we have yet to see an Aztec relief pitcher warm up in the pen so far. Navarro delivers strike 2. Breaking ball. So now 0-2 to Gonzalez.
And it makes sense to me because Pima really one run away from winning this thing. Try to save some arms for potentially a longer game here in an hour or so.
And swing and a miss. 2 gone down swinging and 2 retired in the top of the 5th for Navarro.
Back to the top of the order for the Spartans. Center fielder number 28.
So now the number 1 hitter, center fielder Jager Baldwin. He got a single last time. And Navarro deals for the first pitch of the at-bat, and that's belted towards left field. And Plashert. That's a home run shot, solo shot by Jair Baldwin. So now Spartans get their first run on the board. 1-9. So now the Aztecs need to win by 2 if they wish to mercy rule the Spartans. So now the second baseman, Raul Zapata, is into bat now against the lefty and gets a first ball. 1-0 now. There's a bunt sign there, but pulls back for strike 1. 1-1 to Zapata now. And looking for help down the first base line, but was able to hold back. So now it's 2-1 to Zapata. Swing and miss there, strike 2. 2's all around. Navarro hoping to end the inning here. The windup and the deal. Swing and a miss. So 3 swing and misses for 3 outs, but cannot ignore the fact that Jair Baldwin hit a solo shot over the left field wall to help the Spartans out. 1-9 now, entering the bottom of the 5th on the Aztec Sports Network.
Automotive is more than just a place to buy a car. Our commitment goes beyond the showroom floor. We're dedicated to giving back to the community that has embraced us. From supporting local schools to participating in neighborhood cleanups, we're invested in making Tucson better for everyone. Because without the community around us, without you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you for supporting us all these years. Chapman Automotive.
Chuck Wagon here, and football's hard. But finding your next vehicle at Chapman Automotive is easy. We've got 7 brands across 9 locations and hundreds of vehicles to choose from. Chapman Automotive. Come visit us today or check us out online at chapmantucson.com. Put her chill right here for a second.
And we're now entering the bottom of the 5th inning. The Aztecs now up 9-1-2. Hitters Martinez lead things off here and awaits the pitch, and that's a ball outside, 1-0. Now. It's a ball, but it's too early. Out in front, it's 1-1. And something to mention here. Although we're not streaming, here's an update for Pima College Aztecs softball. There's a strike 2 there, 1-2. Softball's at Mesa Community College, and they are winning 3-1 in the first game of the doubleheader as they enter the bottom of the 7th, hoping to make a stop there. The ball hit in the air towards right field. Gonzalez loses his hat but makes the catch. 1 out for the Spartans. So the lineup flips over. The catcher, Matt McDonald, now stands in the batter's box as Cam Grenert starts throwing in the pen for the Aztecs. As there's ball 1 to start the at-bat. As a swing saying he went around, strike 1. 1-1 now to McDonald. Richards waiting on deck. There's a swing and a miss there. This time he went all the way around. 1-2. 1-2 now. Able to fight that one off. Still remains 1-2 now to McDonald. Usually in a righty-lefty matchup, the favor would go to the hitter of the opposite arm.
Yeah.
But there's 1-2 now. This time Rand misses outside. 2-2. Since everything's breaking in towards the hitter, you usually suspect that they would find a hole somewhere or pull something. As there's 2-2 now as the breaking ball misses up. 3-2, full count. McDonald bouncing back from a pitcher's count to now anybody's. And able to hold off that one. Takes his base. And now Richards up to the plate now with only 1 out. Spartans able to roll something here and get the game into the 6th inning. Entering a dangerous part of the lineup, Brian.
Yeah, definitely. And if Pima was to start winning by 10, it would be because of this part of the lineup anyway.
Ball 1 there.
We've talked about it all season long, the 2, 3, 4 spots. But so far today, it's been from 6 all the way down to 9, really doing some damage for Pima.
1-0 count now. Misses up. So now it's 2-0.
And Barta as well in that 5-hole spot is no slouch either in the batter's box.
Not at all. We've seen power and hits from multiple parts of this lineup. As there's 2-0 count to Richards. Now it's 3-0. We'll see if Richards has the green light here. 3-0 count. Runner on first. And 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Rand taking a couple looks. Goes to the plate and walks Richards on 4 straight balls. So now runners on first and second. and brings in the So now a pitching change as Coach McCollum calls in Andres Garcia to relieve Rand. And Max Lavo will be the first to face Garcia as we step away for this pitching change break on the Aztec Sports Network.
Hey, you are so silly.
Spark a love of learning and make a difference in young lives. Earn a degree in early childhood education at Pima Community College.
It's meeting them where they are, it's helping them grow up, it's getting them ready for the future. You know, you can become a teacher.
Imagine the joy of a child's giggle and pride in their first discovery.
I did.
Find your calling like Sammy did as he ignited his passion for learning in the next generation at Pima.
I think that children need to have strong male figures in their lives. To have a male teacher who will come in and give kids those experiences of that a man can be nurturing, that a man can be loving, that a man can play with them and be there for them and teach them and guide them.
Pima offers certificates and degrees in child development or early childhood education in person or online. Classes are small, fun, and interactive.
So we're learning numbers and number recognition.
Oh, number recognition.
Okay.
You can also gain real-world experience in early childhood programs within your community.
With the Pima students here, I'm very impressed. We get to know them as a person or as a teacher, and we love hiring those students.
What's the first thing we do when we have paper?
We draw on it.
Pima's support helps students achieve a work-home-school balance. For Wanda, Pima made earning her degree possible while raising a family.
Pima really offered me the ability to work full-time and still take classes.
So as we return from that quick pitching change, the new arm from the pen is going to greet Max Leva. Max Leva greets Andres Garcia. Righty-righty matchup as we're now in the bottom of the fifth with one out. Aztecs need a win by 2 to end the game here. As Garcia's first pitch out of the pen is a strike. 1-1 now to Leva. 2 very quick runners on base. And 1 very contact bat as Cook manages to keep the ball in front. Now 1-1.
A ball in the gap here could end it.
As Cook manages to keep the ball in front and stop any advance from the runners. So McDonald leads at second. Richards at first. Leva up to bat. 2-1 count. And that ball misses up and in. 3-1 now. One thing you don't want to do here as Garcia is you don't want to walk Leva, because if you do, that brings up a very powerful bat, Nolan Ganter, the cleanup hitter. He waits on deck. So now 3-1 now. And that ball misses outside, so base is now loaded. And Ganter able to finish the job here if he gets a hold of one.
And this is, I think, the third time now that Pima have loaded the bases here in this game. It's a surprise that they've actually only scored 9 runs. But the bases are loaded with just walks here in this frame.
So the first pitch to Ganter is in the dirt, but no advance from McDonald. 1-0. And a quick update here on the ladies softball. They have won the first game 3-1 against Mesa Community College, as there's strike 1 to Ganter. Garcia now evens the count 1-1.
And Richards representing the tying run. He could come home with just a single.
And then the ball finds the floor And now McDonald crosses the plate. Richards crosses the plate. And that will end the game there as Ganter walks it off. Mercy Rule with an RBI double. So Aztecs now win the game 11-1 and will conclude the first game for the Aztecs against Colorado Northwestern, as they will continue. They will play again later this afternoon at 2:30. So don't go anywhere. Thank you for tuning in to the Aztec Sports Network. I'm Manny Cepeda and Ryan Sirk next to me.